Yes, today we do session number 7.3. The name of the session is Share and Review a Document. Yes, my dear students, share and review. It means that when we open a spreadsheet, we can open that spreadsheet in a sharing view. Sharing view means two or more people can access the same worksheet at the same time. That is called sharing. Now, come to the first part, that is multiple choice questions. In first question, each user who wants to collaborate should be sure to enter the name on dash. Means the user where we create the users. So we can create the users in tools, then we find options, after that LibreOffice, then we find out the page, that is user data page. I am also going to show you in Calc. They are saying that how we can create the users, tools, and tools, then options, then LibreOffice. Click on tools. After that, options is here. Click on that, and from here, click on LibreOffice. This, and after that, in this list, just wait. LibreOffice. Here is a LibreOffice, and then find out the user here. Here is a user, and from here you can create your user. Means first I click on tools, after that click on options, then click on LibreOffice, then click on user. When you click on user, this kind of form appear here. You can just fill that form, and with the help of that you are able to create the users. So here A will be the right answer, because they are saying that if we want to create the users who want to collaborate, so we can create with the help of tools, options, LibreOffice, then user data page. Now, next is here, click on insert comment, allow to what? When we click on insert and then click on comment, it's allow us to add a comment. Because if we want to edit the comment, we just have to right click in the cell, and there we find the option edit comment. But if we want to add the comment, then we just click on insert and then click on comment. With the help of that, we are able to add the comment. Now let's see how we can do this. Suppose that here I'm going to make one table. The table have some students detail. Suppose here it is having some student record. I am writing random subjects for them. Now, suppose that here we want to insert the comment, and how we can do? We just have to click on insert. Second, wait. We just have to click in the cell where we want to insert the comment. Now click on insert. Here you will find the option comment. Even you can also use the shortcut key, that is Control plus Alt plus C. When we click on that, what dialog box will appear? Here a pop-up menu appear, in which what you can do, you can write down the comment. Means when we click on insert and then click on comment, it means with help of that we are able to add the comment. Clear? Now in this, what they are saying, they are also explaining the same thing. Clicking on insert comment allow us to what? It allows us to add a comment. Means with help of these options, we can add the comment. Next one is here. If you want to record changes, you must first click on dash. Means if we want to record changes, then first we have to click on edit menu, then track changes, then click on record. With the help of manage, we can receive or not receive the changes. With the help of protect, we can protect the changes, means no one can make another changes. And with the help of record, what we can do, we can record the changes. Now let's do the practical for that. Suppose we click on edit. Here we find the track changes, and then here is a record button. We just click on that, and after that whatever we write, they will highlight it with red color. It means that these changes are recorded. Clear? So if we want to record the change, then we can do with the help of edit menu, then click on track changes, then click on record. Next is here, how can you change the mode for the document from unshared to shared? Means suppose that first time when we open a document, or sorry, open a worksheet, it is in unshared mode. Means we are the owner of the sheet. No one else can share that sheet on the same time. But when we change the mode of document unshared to shared, then how we can do? We can do with the help of tools menu. We just click on tools, then click on share document command. Can be used to switch the mode for the document from unshared to shared. Means we just click on tools, then click on share document like this. Here is a tools option, and here is a share spreadsheet. Click on that. Now we can select the user and click on OK. Now they are asking about save the file. Suppose we want to save this file with the test name. Clear? Now you can see here is a shared option. When your sheet is in a sharing mode, you will see in title bar there is a shared option. It means that your sheet is in sharing mode. And again, if we don't want to share this, click on tools, click on again share spreadsheet, uncheck this box, and then click on OK. Now you can see shared option disappeared in from title bar. Clear? In this way, you can share your worksheet. Now, come to the next question, that is, what is the resolve conflicts dialog box useful for? Resolve dialog box का क्या use होता है बच्चे? Using the resolve conflict dialog box, the user must decide for each conflict which versions to keep. Means using the resolve conflict, whatever conflict arise, then we can resolve that conflict. And when all conflicts are resolved, the document is saved. Means with the help of resolve conflict, what we can do, if we are going to save a document and if there is any problem in saving, at that time we can create a resolve conflict dialog box, and whatever problem occur, it will solve that problem, and after that it will save a document. Now come to the next, that is use macros in a spreadsheet. Yes, my dear students, all of you know that what do you mean by macro? Macro is a saved sequence of the commands which whatever we can use in future. Means we create one macro, and in macro it is having some commands, and if we want to use that command in future, then we can use. Now, first are here multiple choice questions. The macro name as entered in calc are what? Whatever we write down the macro name, it is a case sensitive. Case sensitive means beta, if you write the name of macro in capital letter and in small letter, both behave differently. If you write, suppose you make one macro for sum. If you write capital SUM, it is considered as another name, and if you write small SUM, it will considered as different. Means there are case sensitive, means if we change the case of the letters, then it behave differently. So here the name of the macro is case sensitive. Now come to the second. If you choose a disable macro, then when the document loads calc can, it means that no longer find the function. Means if we disable the macro, because all of you know that before create a macro, first we have to enable the macro, and they are saying that if macro is disabled, what it means? It means that no longer find the functions. Means whatever functions we created in macro, we are not able to find all these functions if macro is in disabled state. Next is here, arguments passed to a macro from calc are always values. Means we can't pass the references. References means address of the cell. We can't pass objects, means images, and we just passed argument to a macro, that is values, means numeric values like 20, 30, 40, 11, 12. Means this kind of numeric values we can pass as an argument to a macro. We directly can't pass the address of the cell to a macro. Now come to the question answer. What is the meaning of argument in the calc? Macro are passed as value. Means whatever argument we passed to a macro, what do you mean by it? They are saying that argument passed to a macro from calc are always values, because in this line we also discussed we just pass a value as an argument to a macro. It is not possible to know what cell, if any, are used. Means if we pass the references of the cell, then macro is not able to recognize what operations macro have to do. So we always pass the values to a macro, and values means we just have to pass the numeric values to a macro. Now come to the second question, that is, how can you enable or disable macro from within a calc system? Yes, my dear students, if you want to enable or disable the macro, then how we can do? We just have to click on tools menu. After that, click on options, then LibreOffice, then security, and then we find macro option. And like this, click on tools, options are here. After that, click on LibreOffice and then click on security, and here is a macro security. In macro security, this one, click on macro security. From here we can check the security level and trusted sources from macro. Clear? In this option, with the help of these options, you can change the macro settings. Like they're also saying the same thing, just click on tools, option, LibreOffice, security, and then macro security. Calc will display the warning message. You will need to click on enable macro, or Calc will not allow any macro to be run inside a document. Means if your macro are disabled, so in LibreOffice Calc you are not able to run any macro. You are just able to run the macro when macro is in enable state. If you do not expect a document to contain a macro, it is safer to click on disable macro in case of macro is a virus. Clear? Means if you want to use the macro, only then you can enable the macro. If you don't want to use the macros, then you can disable the macro. And in this question they are saying that if macro is a virus code, so you can just disable that macro, and whenever you want to execute that particular code, only at that time you can enable the macro. Next is here, what is achieved by recording and running a macro? Means the LibreOffice macro language is very flexible, allowing automation of both simple and complex tasks. Means with the help of macro, we can perform any simple task. Means that is related to, suppose you want to make a macro to count, do the sum of two digits. But in a meanwhile, you can also create the complex task, like you want to create the simple interest or any another formulas that you want to use, you can use in a macro. Next is here, macros are especially useful to repeat the task the same way over and over again. Means if you create one macro at one time, whenever you want to use that macro, you can use again and again. There is no need to create macro again and again. You need to just create the macro once, and after that you can use that macro. Now come to the exercise.